Hey guys, welcome back to the Saber Athenium. Thank you so much for coming with us today. Now I'm here to talk about the different types of lightsabers, but for this episode we're gonna focus on in-hilt lightsabers. Now let's start. So there are two kinds of lightsabers in the lightsaber community. First is the in-hilt, which again we'll be talking today, and then next we'll have the Neopixel. Now, they differ in a lot of things. One of my favorite YouTubers in this community called Lando Sabers describe in-hilt and Neopixel lightsabers as projectors and 4K OLED screen TVs, right? Because for in-hilt lightsabers, they're more on the durable side. Most of in-hilt lightsabers are dual worthy because your LED is just inside the hilt, inside the metal hilt, and you're fighting with essentially what I have here. This is a lightsaber blade. It's basically an empty tube. It's an empty PVC tube with some film inside. So that's why they're in-hilt lightsabers are more used on for dueling or for stunt work because most of the weight will be on inside your hilt. Most of your weight will be on your hilt, right? So yeah, that's why one way of looking at it. Now, Neopixel sabers are what some would call the pinnacle of lightsaber technology in our current time, because instead of being a hollow tube, essentially what Neopixel lightsabers have is like an LED strip along the tube. So that can mean a lot of things. For one, the blade is definitely brighter since you have the LED inside the tube instead of just being inside the hilt. The light is directly it's the source of the light essentially. Also, there are some Neopixel sabers out there that you can program where the blade it has the blade animation of retracting back and forth, retracting from the hilt, retracting back into the hilt. So yeah, that's one of the cool things of about Neopixel lightsabers. But again, let's go back to the analogy. In-hilt lightsabers are basically projectors because projectors are rugged. They're built to last long, and they just project the screen into like any surface. The quality of what you're projecting may not be as good, but it does the job, right? So there's that. For Neopixel lightsabers, he attributed it, again, Lando Sabers, attributed it as OLED screen, a LED screen, where the picture quality is just top notch. However, when you're a bit too rough with a LED screen and it could crack, there could be dead pixels. That's the issue. See, with Neopixel lightsabers, usually people don't duel with them. You can. I'm not saying you can't duel with them. You can duel with Neopixel lightsabers, but again, remember the LED strips. They're inside the blade. There are like there's a PCB connector inside your hilt that could get broken. That could get broken. That could break when you're hitting your lightsaber against hard objects. So not a lot of people would recommend you dueling with a Neopixel lightsaber. If one of those LEDs inside those LED strip gets broken, the rest of the saber might not work. Your saber might only work up to that point. So, and repairing a Neopixel lightsaber is no easy. Lightsaber blade is no easy feat. So, now for this episode, we're gonna be talking about in-hilt lightsabers. First, let's begin with look. This is my Saber Trio Skylar. It has a mirror finish, but there were some scratches, so I shined it up as much as I could. So this is actually a stunt saber, which is the first category of in-hilt lightsabers. Stunt sabers are basically what I would call glorified flashlights, because that's exactly what they are. They're glorified flashlights. It's just an LED, and it's just a battery assembly. You can see there's nothing fancy with stunt sabers. Again, literally an LED and a battery holder. That's it. And a switch. That's it. Amazing things about stunt sabers. I actually kind of prefer stunt sabers because I'm more of a performer, and stunt sabers are very simple. They're very simple. They're very robust. If you're a duelist, if you want to get into lightsaber dueling, I would definitely recommend a stunt lightsaber because it's literally the most basic electronics you have right there. Uh, you, if anything breaks, it's easy to replace it. There's no complicated microchips or whatnot. There's no sound. There's no speaker. It's literally a glow stick. Now, some advantages. Again, one of the most advantageous things of having a stunt lightsaber is it's simple. Again, perfect for dueling because if something breaks here, very easy to replace. Next thing is, since it's just an LED, this is a tri-cree, by the way, very bright. As you can see, I'll close the light here. It's very bright. It's just it lightens up the entire room. So the advantages, another advantage, since it's just literally an LED, that's all that's powering the saber. The battery can last much longer. Let's say around 2 to 4 hours on a full charge. I'm just throwing numbers here. I don't know the actual, because again, it's a case per case basis, right? It depends on a lot of factors, like, are you using a tri-cree? Are you using just a single cree LED? Or how old is your battery? Stuff like that. So yeah, you might say that what's the point of getting a stunt lightsaber? There's a lot of factors to put into that. Again, dueling. If you're performing, I prefer it because it doesn't do a flash and clash. I kinda don't like flash and clash when I'm performing because ruins my rhythm. So if you hit yourself with a stun saber, there's no flash and clash effect, so it won't show that you hit yourself. You can just pick yourself up from hitting yourself. So yeah, that's a stun saber again. Very simple, very simple. Now we're moving on into my personal. These are my personal categories again. My second category would be eco soundboards. Now, my Revan here. This is an eco soundboard. There are other eco soundboards out there. What I love about my eco soundboard is because it's an eco smooth swing. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware. Unfortunately, I don't have a sample of a regular soundboard, so I can't do a comparison of a regular soundboard to a smooth swing soundboard. But however, this is basically the internal of this lightsaber. This is the core. Okay, so I can just stick this in here. Okay, don't do that. But I can stick it in here and it will fit. And this is basically the heart of an in-hilt. Oh, FX. I'm sorry. These sabers are called FX sabers. I call this category the Eco FX saber because this is an Eco smooth swing kit. There's basic soundboards. There are basic soundboards out there. This is an Eco smooth swing soundboard. This could be what it looks like. There are different soundboards for smooth swing, so I don't take this to heart. I think this is an older model. But yeah, there are basic soundboards that doesn't have smooth swing. Now, I'm not sure if I can. I don't know how this is gonna sound in the there, but ooh, I'm just gonna have to edit the audio if it's painful to hear in in the video. Sorry, but smooth swing is when you move even just a bit. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like a soft hum. When you have the basic soundboards, it doesn't have that effect. When you have the basic soundboard, you really have to force the swing in order to get a reaction. Now this is an eco soundboard. While it has smooth swing, the smooth swing is not as good as from an actual soundboard. Now that leads to my third category, which I don't have, which is the regular FX, the non-eco FX soundboards. Now we have with Saber Trio, they use Golden Harvest, if I'm not mistaken. My bad. They don't use Golden Harvest. They use Crystal Focus 10 on their FX Saber. So imagine this setup, maybe 10 times better. Literally, it's Crystal Focus 10. One of the advantages of a non-eco soundboard is the ability to change sound fonts, because this eco smooth swing kit only has 9 sound fonts. Now there are basic soundboards, the one that doesn't have smooth swing. Those typically have 3 to 6 sound fonts. That's one way to determine which ones are they. Is it an eco smooth swing? Most eco smooth swing have 9 to 10 sound fonts, while most basic soundboard lightsabers have around 3 to 6. So that's one way I determine what kind of soundboard there is in a lightsaber. Now, for a non-eco soundboard, honestly, I don't even know if there's a limit to how many sound fonts there is. I'll make a video showcasing the 9 sound fonts present in this eco smooth swing. I'll put it back in my Revan Saber. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's even a limit for the non-eco soundboards, because I think you're only limited by the size of your memory card, because you actually put a memory card there, and that's where you put all the files for the Saber to load in. And that could lead to a lot of customization, a lot of fun things to do. Unfortunately, you're still limited because, again, it's an in-hilt lightsaber, it's not a Neopixel. We'll get into that later on to the videos, but yeah, so those are my 3 categories. Again, these are my personal categories looking into lightsabers. First, we have the stunt, where it's just literally a LED light and a battery. Second, we have the eco soundboards. That could be a smooth swing, eco smooth swing soundboard, or a regular soundboard. And then we have the non-eco FX soundboards. Yeah, like we have Profi, we have Verso, I think, we have Crystal Focus 10, we have Golden Harvest version 3. Those are the different, you can research on which soundboards you'd prefer. I would recommend, if you're first time user, I would recommend either Golden Harvest 3 or Crystal Focus 10. If you're more advanced, you could go into Profi. But yeah, we'll get into those more on the Neopixel sabers. So again, yeah, the 3 categories. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's a bit of a long video from what what the previous videos were, but there's just a lot of things to cover in this topic. So even more so in a Neopixel saber. So thank you.